Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Mind, Body, and Heart Tarot Therapy. Whew. I don't even know the name of my own channel. Uh, I'm here to do the reading for the month of September 2019. This is a general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, and it's just not your reading, don't try to fit it in. Use your own intuition to understand which messages apply to you and which one, the rest, just let them go. All right, good. Now that we have that out of the way, let's see what do we have for September 2019 for Gemini. So we're in Virgo season. I have a feeling that Virgo and Gemini somehow, like, this whole, Virgo is the hermit energy, is investigation, is analytical, and I feel you might be comfortable with that, though it's less of the mind and more of the how do we do that in the real world, what works, what doesn't, planting the crops, what do we replant, what do we, this whole thing is very earthy energy. And today's been the new full moon of the new moon in Virgo. So yeah, let's see how does that work for my dear Gemini. Okay, so this is the Heindel Tarot. There's a lot of symbolism there that's more than I am accustomed to, but okay. So your current energy, material gain, 9 of Stones. But we'll read them, we'll go through them, and we'll see. Okay, what is it that you're working with? Like the energy that you're learning how to integrate. What's is the Daughter of Stones in the West, which is the Princess of Stones. Stones being the pentacles in the traditional decks. Your advice being Ra, the King of Swords. A lot of yes. And this is where you're taking you, the Queen of Cups, Mother of Cups in the North, which in this case is the archetypes of Venus, of Wildendorf. All right. I don't know about that archetype. If you do, you may understand more about this, but I will just read them intuitively at this point. Okay, so bottom of the deck, what is it like? What's your theme of this month? Is victory, the 6 of Wands. Beautiful. All right, and I'm gonna clarify these cards. Nine of Stones as your current energy, material gain. Being Virgo season, it is quite normal that we are all more focused on the physical realm, and the 9 of Stones, the 9 of Pentacles, has to do with the material that you gain already. You've put in hard work to get there, and now you're kind of in that space where you're comfortable in the space that you've created for yourself. It can be a physical space. You're comfortable in your house, in the place that you're renting, or the house that you built, or the apartment that you bought, or whatever, the garden that you created or that you planted. You feel like, it's a comfort zone that you've created for yourself. Okay, let's see. Let's go a little bit deeper. Wheel of Fortune. Wow, 9 of Stones and material gain and fortune. Isn't that great? Daughter of Stones in the West as your challenge with the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. 3 of Swords is your advice with the King of Swords. Fantastic. And the 5 of Cups with the Queen of Cups. Very interesting. And then bottom of the deck you have the 4 of Wands with the 6 of Wands, which is the victory card. We'll go back to that. Underlying energy. You, my dear Gemini, are starting to see some victory in your path. You start seeing like the effort that you put in, and you start seeing the results. Other people start noticing it too, and people might start telling you, okay, wow, you've done this great, you've done this great, congratulations there, oh my god, look at all these qualities that I see in you. The great part is that you start seeing it for yourself. You may feel sometimes that if other people point it out to you, you see it better, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think because you start seeing it in yourself, other people start seeing it as well. Because that's what we put it outside. We don't look for confirmation. We start having the confirmation based our own experience. And that happens by being like really stable into your... it's actually a practice, being grateful for who you are, what you are, trying to really look at also your best side, not just at the dark side. We're so stuck sometimes in lack. Oh, I miss this, I don't have this, if I were more this, if I had more of that, if I had more money, or if I got pregnant, or if I had a partner, or if any of that, we get stuck sometimes in what is that we want and haven't achieved yet, and forget to see what we have achieved already. With the Four of Wands here, it's a lot about this, like what have you, like achievements. But achievements is not necessarily in that very physical sense. Okay, so I got the car that I wanted, and I got the apartment, and I got that holiday house on that I know what island or mountains or so on. It's not about that. The ones have to do with passion. The ones have to do with your life force energy, with your actions into the world. And the Four of Wands talks about, again, appreciation, being able to appreciate, being able to see the... had a blank moment for a second there in my mind, complete blank. That's weird. Okay. You got the idea, right? Like it's really having to looking towards yourself right now and seeing what your strengths are, seeing, and you think you start seeing it, and if you don't, make a practice out of it. But I think like you this is the process, this is the theme of your month, starting like falling in love with yourself here. Starting appreciating yourself, being your best supporter here, and being like wow, impressed by your own, like give yourself some credit for the work that you've put in and the places that you've been. Look back into the past 10 years ago, for example, and think like, okay, so what did I want to do, and who was I, and how did I change, and how did I grow? Sometimes we end up glorifying our past and idealizing this idea of ourselves that oh, I was younger, I was like happy, or when I was 21, this and that. If you actually look a little bit deeper, you see that you're also a completely clueless kid, and you've gained so much through your journey. And there you go, material gain is like you start seeing this in your daily life. You start seeing it like you have palpable something to put your hands on. You have a palpable proof of the work that you've put in, whether that is manifested through material gain in terms of money, or in terms of properties, or in terms of simply owning that little tiny space that you wanted. It doesn't need to be a palace. If you have your own little room, or your own little studio, and your own little place that feels really, really good for you, well, that's your material gain, baby, as long as you are purely like appreciating it. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like it might be even more material gain coming to you right now. The more we are focusing and understanding this, the more we are focused on the energy of abundance and gratitude, the more abundance and gratitude we attract. What you're working with, what is a little bit difficult for you, is the Princess of Stones. It's like with the Eight of Stones, I think it's like maybe when you reach the point of comfort zone, it's harder to get yourself out there and put out even more work. You're like, okay, I think I'm cool where I'm at. Thank you very much. Why would I risk what I have here for more, or for a different direction? What more is out there? I want to be here in my garden, in my comfort zone, in my little room, in my palace, whatever it is that I find my comfort zone right now. And I don't want to put in more work. I've put in all this work. That's it. I'm done. I want to retire. And the Princess of Stones is actually about talking about the pages of stones and the white buffalo woman. I read about this recently, but sorry, I still don't know the archetype, what this particular white buffalo woman is about. But thinking about it just like intuitively, it's like the pages, the princesses in this case, are agents of transformation. They are connected with, like, this Native American girl is obviously very connected with the earth. And this again, it's stone's energy, a lot of earth energy. You're really working with the Virgo energy, really works with you, and you're working with it. And there's a lot going on here, Gemini. Lovely. So maybe you're having troubles grounding this whole knowledge, this everything that you've gained so far. You see, like, your progress, you're giving yourself credit, you see where it took you, and thinking like, okay, so what am I making of this information? How do I keep working from here? Is this it? Should I keep expanding? Should I keep growing? Should I keep doing the same thing, or is it time to move to a different direction? How do I stay grounded in this process? How doesn't get to my head, or my ego doesn't inflate too much, or so on, or so on, or so on? How do I keep myself pure as a child and not become this ego-centered person that's focusing only on, oh my god, look all that I achieved in my life now? Sometimes we end up beating ourselves up for the life of us, and we only see what we failed and so on. But when we actually start seeing our results, or because we need so much of the confirmation of other people, we start like going into the world and keep telling people, oh, I have achieved this. Oh, how are you? My name is Andrea. Oh yeah, oh, nice to meet you. I just won the Nobel Prize in literature. I've just done this, I've just done that. And I actually had, when I was in the first grade, I had I don't know what achievements, and so on and so on and so on. I'm like, it is really difficult. I'm not envying you on this one. When we are achieving certain things, when we are going over some thresholds, and we start seeing how hard it was, and how hard we worked, and where we are, where we were, and where we are, we're like, holy crap, have I done that? And we start like bloating sometimes, and it's normal. But that's the thing, like, you can ground, you can focus on keep doing your work. It's not like, okay, if I've not reached this point, then there's no more work to be done. Keep staying focused in the present moment, keep staying with yourself, keep being honest with yourself, keep looking at the things for what they are and not what you want them to be. Don't allow your ego to take over, being so pleased about itself. I mean, yeah, it's a natural reaction. You can see it, you can observe it, and ground the information. You have this purity of the white buffalo here. You can connect to that and stay grounded in that, and keep doing your work. And the advice, like the way you work with this, is Father of Swords in the south, the King of Swords, which is Rise, the sun god, right? The Three of Swords, weirdly enough. The Father of Swords in the south is, and okay, I'm not gonna go too much into this archetype. Yeah, I know a little bit about Ra, but I don't want to go into that. I want to stay into the King of Swords energy. The King of Swords energy is being fully aware, like staying in your knowledge and understanding, having a clear mind and a very, very clear communication, seeing the big picture. And the Three of Swords in this case talks about aligning, like processing your heart and your mind together. The three is talking about the mental energy, and Swords is about mental energy as well. It's ideas, it's air, right? So it's actually, how do you think about yourself? Do I feel like, how do I think that I feel, actually? Yeah, how do I think that I feel? Because many times we really misunderstand our feelings and we jump to conclusions. With the your advice, having the King of Swords as advice, looking at this Three of Swords, and I see this whole red. He's got the red right here in top of him, and here you have the heart, the red in the center. The King of Swords is very, very present. He's been dealing with all his mental challenges. He worked through them. That's why he's able to look at the big picture. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have any dark thoughts any longer, or he doesn't have the critical mind anymore, or this or that, or he doesn't hold sometimes thoughts that are necessarily empowering, or feeling like, oh my God, I've been stabbed in the heart, or so on. But the thing is, like, he understands that he's not his thoughts, and those thoughts come and those thoughts go. And what he doesn't believe every thought that comes into his mind, the same way that you hear load sheets of information and statements from millions of people out there in the internet, in the streets, in school, in work, and everything. You can't start believing each and everything that you hear out there. The same, you can't believe everything that your mind tells you. And that's the real power of the Father of Swords, the King of Swords. He is aware that the mind is a tool. The mind is a tool for the heart. So this card, this Three of Swords, is more about aligning. Stop jumping to conclusions immediately and taking each and every sensations in your body as this symbolic thing, or taking each and every emotion and thought as the sole and only truth. He knows the truth. The truth is that the mind is a tool for the heart. That's it. Use it in that sense. Don't give it too much credit. I've been saying this a lot in my readings. The mind makes for a wonderful servant, but a poor master. And I'm looking at this Mother of Cups in the North. This is very full-bodied statue of a lady. Somebody who's been like very, I don't know, maybe pregnant as well. But you know what makes me think? It makes me think of somebody who's like really holding a lot of emotions. She's an empath. She's nurturing. The Mother of Cups in general. She's like the mother of emotions. She's mastered her emotions, and she's able to channel nurturing, love, care, kindness to other people as well. Because she's in abundance of that. She's in abundance of emotional awareness and knowing how she's had to deal with the craziest emotions. She's been ravaged by all the emotions in the world. That's how, and she managed to learn how to use the information. The emotions are actually happening in the body first. She knows how to feel where in the body is. I feel that's why she's like so voluptuous, She's been holding so much, so many emotions, and she knows exactly where is where in the body. Okay, I feel the fear in my lower belly. I feel the love in my heart. I feel the I don't know, inability to communicate in my throat. I feel, I don't know what, where. And she knows how to read the information that the emotions hold. And when you're looking at the Five of Cups, I think she's learning, you are learning, Gemini, how to decode your emotions that are focused around grief, that are focused around loss, that are focused around something that's been following you for a while. This feeling of like, okay, something's been spilled and I may never get back what was in those cups. Yeah, I can refill them with something else, of water of this river, for example. I still have 2 cups, but that's gone forever. We need to learn to let go, right? And I feel like she is into sorry, I'm a little bit confused by this card at this point. I think you need to look at what you've been holding on, and how you're learning to let go. This is what this process is taking you right now, understanding like your power, understanding your progress, understanding your comfort zone, the work that you've put in, your emotions and your mind and how they work together, understanding that your mind doesn't read the emotions all that well. I think it gives you a very different perspective on loss, and you're learning how to put that into a completely different view. It's like, okay, looking back at why did I have to go through what, I don't know what loss. Now I see what I'm gaining from that. If that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have had this other experience that I learned so much from, and it brought me a different kind of happiness. If I would have stayed stuck into that place with whatever was in these cups, I could have never tasted something else, which could be different. But you know, we grow through different experiences. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna because we have more time, I'm gonna pull also an oracle card for you from Rumi Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Okay, Gemini, will that make sense to you? So what's the message? The guiding message from the heart. So Rumi is a Sufi poet that he's been taking the path of heart, the path of love, and he's been documenting it through his wonderful poems. And his poems are real wisdom of the heart, from the heart. From his main concept is unconditional love. Cosmic heart. We were just talking about it. How amazing. Look at this card. The cosmic heart is a direct reference to unconditional love. Is that a direct reference to the fact that we are love. We are love. We are all connected through love, and this love energy wants to flow. It doesn't flow when we put blockages, when we get stuck in thoughts, when we get stuck in our minds, when we get stuck in having to have these 3 cups and whatever was in that, and that's it, I don't want something else. That's what blocks the flow of energy. When we are able to let go, when we're learning how to not hold on to emotions, to not hold on to ideas or concepts or conclusions and analysis, we allow everything to flow through us. We allow the energy of this cosmic heart to flow all the way to our heart, to each and every part of our bodies. Life force energies is uh, and we can connect to the hearts of everyone around us. Metta practice, like loving kindness practice, does exactly that. Mm, yeah. And you see, I see this eight here, and if you think about the chakras, the heart chakra is at the chest, it's at the center in between the rest, right? So it's like finding that point in between of balance at the heart. I'm gonna read the poem for you that's related to this card. So the cosmic heart says, I was dead, I became alive. I was tears, I became laughter. The power of love arrived and made me everlasting power. I have seen everything, I have no fear. I have the heart of a lion. I shine like Venus, my God. And this lady here is called Venus of the Wheelan door. Amazing. I was tears and I became laughter. I was dead and I became alive. The power of love arrived and made me everlasting power. This is why we go through loss, and this is what helps us, like focusing at this power of the heart, and the love that comes through when we're suffering in this way. After a while, when we reach that moment where we're finally opening up, we understand why we had to go through that. We he had, I have seen everything, I have no fear, have the heart of a lion. He's been like not just stuck into this one particular taste, he's been out there exploring. And he understands that he was so stuck, and so this felt so comfortable in this comfort zone. It's beautiful, it's what I want, so on. I'm getting recognition for this, it's fantastic with what I have here in these 3 cups. But if I lose that, then I'm nothing. That's the fear. But it's not like that. And that's what this character is learning here. Is learning how to process emotions, reprocess fear, reprocess tears, reprocess loss in grief. Okay, let me see if we have some. Okay, so this oracle comes with special guidance for you. More love is rushing towards you like a great cosmic tsunami. You will struggle with this blessing to the extent that you will attempt to hold on to what has been. That's what I was telling you. So don't let go. Let it move you. You'll perhaps get some water up your nose, but nothing will come to you that you cannot handle. You will be disheveled somewhat, undoubtedly. Yet as you are washed up upon love's shining shore, keeping every hair in place will be the last thing on your mind. You'll be too caught up in the wonder of perfection, realizing how deeply loved you are and how unnecessary it is to contrive a way to live your purpose. Instead, you'll have no idea what is going on. You'll be surrendered in passionate embrace with life, simply being your exquisite, crazy, unique self, saturated with divine love. It will drip from you, out of your feet, your eyes, your voice, your touch. You'll water the earth with love's oceanic presence. Oh, how that tsunami will deliver you into your divine destiny. No need for any contrivance. I don't know what that means, sorry. Let your hair get messed up. Your destiny awaits you now. How beautiful. So you see, this, you trust yourself here. You have to trust yourself and trust your process, trust the universe, and you're getting there. You're grounding the information, you keep working, you are learning to let go, and you're learning to make space for the new, for whatever comes in these cups. Put them upright and allow it to come in and have a taste. Have a taste of life, have a taste of love, because that's what's coming in. All right, my lovelies, I hope that makes sense to you. Yeah, I know, Gemini, you're not particularly comfortable with not using your mind and just not knowing what's happening, not analyzing and so on, but it's okay. You can do this. Nothing it will come to you that you can't handle. You are only like, this is why these readings can be helpful. Learn how to use the reading for yourself to understand what's coming, to a sense that you know you are safe. That's it. You know you're safe. What's coming is normal. If you find yourself in places where like you holding on to things and you're over analyzing and you're like trying to keep everything fixed and perfect as you've been perceived so far, or as you've been trying to, you finally got to that knowledge and understanding of yourself, but if you hold on to that, it's not going to work. So sorry, I'm going around in circles here. The point is that if you know that this is coming, that is, you're being required to really step out of your mind a little bit and look at the big picture, and you can do that with the King of Swords here, and allow yourself to feel through the emotions and do not analyze, just feel, let it go by feeling it, no conclusions, just feel. You will like end up to that beautiful cosmic heart which is at the center of your being. All right, I'll stop here. I hope that makes sense to you, Gemini. If it does, please don't hesitate to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you here soon. Have a wonderful September, Virgo season, and equinox.